What's up, Cancer, Sun, and Scorpio Moon tribe? Welcome to your video on your Sun and Moon. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe. And let me introduce myself. I'm Rhea. I'm a mystic astrologer, past life hypnotherapist, quantum energy healer, and a Reiki practitioner. And you can learn more about me and my services on my website, rheaquartz.com. So before we get started on your beautiful Sun and Moon sign, I do want to mention that I have extra videos on what the Sun and Moon mean in astrology and in your chart on my main channel, Rhea Astrology, that I'll link down below. And I highly recommend you watch them before you watch this video, because I have a video on what the sun means in astrology, what the moon means in astrology, and another video on the sun versus the moon, what's the difference and what's more important. And it will give you a deeper understanding of the sun and moon in your chart. So I'll leave the links down below. You can pause this video, check the other videos out, and then come back here. So now let's get on with your sun and your moon sign. So to begin with, if you just think about the sun in our solar system, it's at the center of our solar system. Everything revolves around it, and it's the largest object. So as above, so below. So in your chart, the sun is your life force. It is this dominant energy in your chart. It's your identity, your sense of identity, where you shine, what brings the best out of you, your ideologies. And everything comes back around to the sun. And the moon in our chart, it's this yin dark energy. It's the feminine energy. And it actually relies on the sun for its moonlight, because it's the sun's light that hits off of the surface of the moon that gives us the moonlight. So do you see how they're connected, the sun and moon? And that's why it's so important to understand your sun and moon in your chart and what they mean for you. So when you have the sun in Cancer, which is a cardinal water sign, and then the moon in Scorpio, which is a fixed water sign, although they both are water, they're very different. The crab has a hard shell exterior, right? And a soft interior. So yes, it's protecting itself. It's always protecting its inner world, its true self, its gentle self, its softness. Whereas the Scorpion always has its guard up, because it always has its tail up as well, detecting where it needs to unleash its venom so that it doesn't get hurt. It's always protecting itself. And it's not to be messed with either, because there's just such a fierceness with a Scorpio moon. So both of them have that water similarity of, yes, they're both emotional. They both are sensitive. The sun and moon, this combination, they're emotional, sensitive. Emotions are everything. Life is inspired by emotions, revolves around emotions, because we're emotional beings. And that's why I love water signs, because there's people out there that are avoiding their emotions and not doing that inner work. Whereas those that have water energy, because you feel so much on such a deep level, such an intense level, and emotions dominate your life, if you have that understanding of, hang on a minute, my emotions are messages, my emotions are, it's my soul speaking. It's what I need to dive more deeper into and learn about the origins of these emotions, where they come from. Do they need healing? Do they need love? Do they need to be transmuted? That's when you get to that soul work. That's how you evolve. That's how you become the best version of yourself. So both these energies are water energies, right? So emotions are strong. The intuition, the psychic senses are so strong. I mean, the empathy, the ability to sense, to detect, to feel, to sense someone's spirit, their aura, to figure out actually who are they. I'm not going to judge you by how you look. I'm going to judge you by my intuition. I am going to judge you by my sixth sense. And that's a powerful person. A powerful person is someone who doesn't judge someone by their physicality or their CV, their credentials, their success, or how they sound, how they look, how they portray their self, because that's just an illusion. That's just a facade. I'm going to figure you out by my psychic senses, what my psychic body is telling me, what my intuition is telling me. and what I'm feeling. That's how I'm going to really figure you out. And that's a powerful gift to have. That is a powerful gift to have, because you see the material, this material world, right? This physical world, it's all an illusion, but energy never lies. So you have just such a strong intuition that is your driving force. Your driving force, that is your protector. The water within you is protecting you. It is helping you to dive deeper into your emotions, to detect others, and to go deeper. And it gives you such an empathetic, nurturing side as well. Also, of course, yes, a very overprotective side as well. And for the Sun in Cancer, you know, you are just naturally just so nurturing and so healing. You're a healer, natural healer. You like to take care of others. You know, you are the caretaker of the family. You provide people with that emotional understanding, emotional support, emotional safety. And you go hard for those that you love. There's nothing that you wouldn't do. And that Scorpio Moon as well. There's not, when you pair them together, the energy is even more amplified. There is nothing that you wouldn't do for the people that you love. There is nothing that you wouldn't do. You would go all out for the ones you love. And you're so overprotective over them, just the way you are so overprotective of yourself. And although people perceive you as perhaps it's very difficult to get into your life because you have this guard up, because you don't want to let the wrong people in your life. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to give your energy to the wrong people. You want to be around those, surround yourself around those, and give your energy to those that matter. And also, you're perhaps in the healing arts. Perhaps you're a caretaker. You work with children. You do something that's very nurturing, healing, because you're a natural born healer. And people enjoy your company because it feels good. It's that water. You know, people who are also in tune with the emotional, with their emotional body, the emotional human that they enjoy being around your company. Although it can be very intimidating when you have the moon in Scorpio. That applies to everyone who has the moon in Scorpio. Now, there's a huge emphasis on home, the inner child, also children, and the ancestors with this combination. So home is where the heart is for you. It's important for you to have a home that makes you feel safe and happy. It's so sacred. It's your temple. And emotionally, for that Scorpio moon, you have to feel emotionally safe. You have to feel like you are emotionally home, spiritually home as well. Because there's just such a sensitivity with the Scorpio moon, right? It needs emotional safety, emotional security, and emotional stability as well. So when you're in a relationship, or even the friends you keep around, the people that you're around, they have to be like home. They have to be home for you. And it's about the soul, right? They have to make you feel emotionally safe, protected, just the way you are so protective of others. They have to also be very protective of you. That's what makes you feel safe and secure and emotionally fulfilled. And they have to understand water runs deep, especially the Scorpio moon waters. Therefore, the person you're especially in an intimate relationship with, they have to understand the emotional being that you are. They have to understand that emotions, that's what you're made out of. That's what you are. And your world does revolve around all the feelings you feel, the emotions you feel, the intuition, what your psychic senses are communicating to you. And they have to hold space for that. They have to embrace that. They have to love on that and protect that. Make you feel safe in their company. Hold that sacred space for you, just the way you hold space for others that you love. And also, you're like the phases of the moon. And what's interesting is the moon is at home in Cancer. The moon only rules the sign Cancer. But for you, the moon is in Scorpio, and it's traditionally known as being in full, because the moon finds it very challenging and difficult to be in the sign Scorpio, because it wants to feel safe, it wants to feel home. Scorpio energy is this unfamiliar, dark, deep territory, so the moon finds it uncomfortable. So it's just such an interesting dynamic here. And that water, that moon influence, how strong it is, gives you, a personality, your day-to-day life. It really depends on the moon. It really depends on where the moon is at. You feel the collective energy. You feel the phases of the moon. You are the moon. You shed light onto the darkness. You feel, you are just, the intuition, the psychic senses are so strong. The ability to just feel, the empath within you. So yes, people perhaps don't understand your mood swings, because your emotional inner world can be like the waves, up and down. It's like the phases of the moon. They change and they shift. Sometimes, you have days where you're just not feeling it, and perhaps it's not even your own energy, it's just what you're feeling. Like you're feeling the collective energy. You're feeling the influence of the moon that is affecting your moods. And just learn to embrace that and have a routine, a ritual that balances you, makes you feel better when you do feel like, hang on a minute, I feel like I am, my mood is shifting, I am becoming like the phases of the moon, my emotional inner world is going up and down. Make sure you have a safe space for yourself, a grounding, realigning ritual for yourself, so that you can come back to center. And others need to understand that. They need to understand that you got the sun in Cancer, you got the moon in Scorpio. So you are going to be having those shifts. You are going to be having those waves. And going back to, relationships and the people in your life, they have to understand that especially if they have a lot of water energy, they got to make sure they don't get triggered by that. They don't get triggered by your phases of the moon and take it too personally. They just have to understand that we are all emotional beings, and some people are more connected with the water, the moon, and they can feel more. So when you feel things through your body, when you are able to feel just everything, it's a lot to handle. So yeah, you may sometimes feel a little more dense. You may feel a little more heavier, and that's when you got to purge it out. That's why you got to be in water and purge it out, right? But overall, this is just such a beautiful energy, such a nurturing energy. Home is so important, family is so important, relationships, children here, just giving, taking care of others. You're just such a nurturer, a healer. Just a beautiful energy, and the intuition is so strong. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed this share on the Cancer Sun and Scorpio Moon. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, and comment down below. Let me know if you have this combination and what you love about it. I want to know down below. Leave me a comment and tap on the notification bell if you're new here, so you're notified every time I do drop a brand new episode. You can also connect with me on Instagram. My username is @RioQuartz. On my website for sessions is rioquartz.com, and I'll see you in another share. Lots of love.